The story begins by showing a dense forest. A man was running like crazy in the hope that maybe he would find a way to escape from this forest, but this forest was so dense that no way out was visible. This man moves forward looking at the sun, but now the sun was also slowly setting. However, this man did not stop running. While running, he reached a point where it was written on a board, "Point of no return," meaning no one can return from there. Also, the number 108 was written on this board. Seeing this, he gets even more worried. Slowly, the darkness started increasing, and a strange fear spread throughout the forest. Just then, suddenly, all the birds fly away from there. Even after a journey of many miles, this man did not see any wild animal in the whole forest. Who knows what it was that even the wild animals were afraid of. Out of fear, that man started running even faster. But after traveling for several hours, that man suddenly stopped at a place, and disappointment spread over his face because in front of him was the same signboard with the number 108, on which was written "Point of no return." Now the man understood that no matter how much I run, I cannot get out of this forest. Therefore, now he started looking for a place to hide there, but he did not find any safe place to hide there. So now he climbs up a tree. But just then, the branch of that tree broke, due to which that man fell to the ground from quite a height. After falling from the tree, he was very injured. He got quite deep wounds. Before he could pass out, just then suddenly, the ground started shaking and strange roaring sounds started coming. Hearing those sounds, the man's breath got stuck in his throat. Just then, suddenly, something pulled him away. Who was pulling him? This was not shown, but we were shown the painful screams of that man. 6 days after this incident, we are shown a girl named Mina in the city who works in a bird shop. Just then, her boss comes and orders Mina to deliver a golden parrot to a zoo far from the city. Following the boss's words, Mina now goes to deliver that parrot. Mina sits in the car, sets the location of that zoo on her mobile, and sets off on her journey. After leaving the city, she sees many people's missing photos on a board, meaning many people had disappeared there, but Mina does not pay much attention to them and starts moving forward. While moving forward, Mina takes a shortcut and passes through the forest route so that she can deliver this parrot to the zoo quickly, and she reached the middle of the forest. This is the same place where we have already seen a man disappear. Coming there, Mina was badly stuck. She looks at the map on her mobile, but there was no mobile signal there, and her car's radio was also not working. Mina now started trying to leave from there, but now she could not figure out the way to get out of there. After a while, Mina's car also broke down. Mina gets out of the car and she sees the same point of no return board in front of her. Mina doesn't understand anything. Therefore, taking the parrot's cage in her hand, she moves ahead to look for help nearby, but there was no sign of any help around there. After that, she returns to the place where she had parked her car. But her car had disappeared from there. Seeing this, she got very worried. She thought that maybe she had not come to the place where her car was parked. Rather, she had come to some other place and her car was parked somewhere else, because every point of this forest looked the same. Now the darkness was also deepening. Suddenly, just like before, all the birds fly away from these trees. Mina was now feeling scared because the ground was also shaking violently. Mina senses the presence of someone nearby. Just then, suddenly, Mina saw a shadow of someone far away. Mina came running behind it, but she did not find anyone there. Then suddenly, Mina saw an old woman running. Mina also started running after her. She was asking for help from her, but the woman does not stop. She keeps running fast. Once again, Mina follows this old woman. Suddenly, that old woman disappeared again. When Mina moved further, looking for her, she saw a big room in the distance in the forest. That old woman opens the door of that room and says to Mina, "If you want to stay alive, then quickly come inside." As soon as she hears this, without thinking, Mina ran towards that room. As soon as Mina came inside, she locked the gate. Mina sees that this is some strange room in which a very big mirror was installed. Along with that old woman, there were 2 other people here too. Worried, Mina asked those people, "What place is this?" To this, that old woman replied that we call this place the Coop. My name is Madeline, this girl is Kiara, and this boy's name is Daniel. The old woman tells Mina that now is not the time for conversation. You quickly stand in front of the mirror with us because someone is coming to watch us. Mina asks, "Who exactly is coming to watch us?" Then that old woman does not give her any answer. Suddenly, strange sounds started coming from outside. Mina, out of fear, asks, "What thing's sound is this?" Then Kiara tells Mina that we call them the Watchers. They are watching us from the other side of the glass, but we cannot see them. They come here every night after sunset and keep watching us until the morning sun comes out. Just then, noise started coming from the other side of the glass. Mina asks, "What is this noise?" That old woman told her that the Watchers are happy with your arrival. They are clapping seeing you here. Mina was badly confused. She wanted to get out of here as soon as possible. Those whom Madeline was calling Watchers? Neither had Mina seen them till now, nor had anyone else. The night passes. In the morning, these people come out of that place. Madeline tells them that those Watchers come out only at night. During the daytime, we can roam freely in the forest. Mina was thinking all night about when morning would come so that I could quickly get out of this forest. So she immediately starts looking for a way out of the forest. Then Madeline forbids the others from stopping her, as if she knows that Mina cannot get out of this forest and she will definitely come back. Just as Mina is leaving, Madeline tells her that this decision is not good. There is no way out of this forest. We have to come back to this house before nightfall. If you are late, you will lose your life. Mina does not listen to anyone and moves ahead quickly, taking her parrot. Going a little ahead, she sees the same point of no return sign there. Seeing it, she got scared, but she did not lose courage and kept moving forward, looking at the sun, in the direction of the sun. But she could not succeed in getting out of the forest. Going ahead, the path itself ended. Mina saw that she is standing on top of a mountain, from where far ahead there was nothing except the forest. So, disappointed, she sits down. Just then, someone placed a hand on her shoulder. She got scared, and when she turned back and looked, it was that old woman Madeline. Here, Madeline encourages her and says that you are not the only one who tried to get out of here and failed. We too, like you, lost and stayed here. There is no way out of here. Come, let me show you something. Madeline takes Mina towards the forest. Madeline tells Mina this forest is a hunter and we all are its prey. If you want to stay alive, then stay with us. Madeline shows her many point of no return signboards, which were placed in a circle all around the forest, and in their middle was their room. Madeline tells that these are placed at a half-day's distance from our house. If you go beyond this, it will be difficult to return. So, whenever you see this, don't ignore it. Mina asks, "Who made all this?" Then she answers, "A professor made this, but no one has seen him till now. Now night falls. These people come back inside that house. Every night, the Watchers used to come to watch them. Today, the girl named Kiara dances in front of them and says that they like all this. It was not like these four had to just stand in front of the Watchers every night. These people could do whatever they wanted. The only thing was, these people could not turn their backs towards them. Doing that would make them very angry. At night, they only had the issue of the Watchers, but during the day, they also had to face many difficulties. Every day, these people used to hunt something or the other from the forest to fill their stomachs, through which they managed to survive. The next day, Kiara and Mina both go to hunt in the forest. Mina asks Kiara, "What exactly do these Watchers want?" Kiara tells her, "I also don't know anything special, but Madeline says that these Watchers watch us. They observe us. But if we see the Watchers, we will go mad because the Watchers look very fierce." Kiara now shows her a pit and says, "Many such pits are present in this forest. During the daytime, all the Watchers live in those pits, and at night, they come out from there. They cannot come out during the daytime because sunlight burns their skin." Kiara tells Mina that she came to this forest 5 months ago with her husband, and since then, both of them are stuck here. But 6 days ago, my husband went out to find a way in the forest. I hope that he will definitely come back and will take all of us safely from here. Here we find out that actually Kiara's husband was the same man we saw at the start of the movie, who was pulled away from here by something, and now he has been killed. While talking like this, both of them return near the room. Here, Madeline explains 3 rules to Mina for staying alive. First, that she will not open the house door at night. Second, at night, she will not turn her back towards the mirror. And third, that during the day, she will not go near those pits and will stay in the light as much as possible. As long as you follow these rules, you will stay alive. But Mina does not trust Madeline's words at all. Now that night, Mina wanted to know about these Watchers. Therefore, she tries to listen to sounds by putting her ear to the glass. When she does not hear anything, the things about the Watchers told by Madeline start seeming fake to Mina. So, breaking the rules, she turns her back towards the glass and falls asleep. And upon doing this, these Watchers get angry. They start hitting that glass loudly. The noise wakes Madeline up too, and she quickly tells Mina to stand facing the glass, and then, the Watchers' anger calms down, meaning when humans show their back to the Watchers, they consider it an insult to themselves. This night also passes, and the next day, Mina goes out hunting with Daniel. She asks Daniel, "Have you ever seen any Watcher till today?" To which Daniel answered, I also haven't seen the Watchers till today, and whoever sees the Watchers does not survive. Then Mina explains to Daniel that I think all these are stories made up by Madeline, in which she is trapping us. We must go and check those pits. Maybe we will find some way out of here. Daniel was also very fed up living here, and he also wanted to somehow find a way and run away from this forest. So he agrees with Mina, and both of them reach near the pit. Now Mina ties herself with a rope and descends inside this pit. The other end of the rope was held by Daniel, so that if anything happens to Mina, he could quickly pull Mina out. Mina reaches down in the pit where she finds a lot of human belongings. Mina collects that stuff. All this stuff belonged to those people who had become prey to the Watchers in the forest. With the rope's support, Daniel brings out the camera, bicycle, and all the necessary items. Mina now waits below for Daniel to throw the rope down so that she can go up. And before Mina could get out of that pit, she hears the movement of someone coming inside the pit. Mina quickly starts calling out to Daniel to throw the rope down. But just then, a Watcher's hand reaches out to catch Mina. However, Mina was standing in the sunlight, so when the sunlight fell on that Watcher's hand, its hand started burning. In the meantime, Daniel threw the rope down to Mina, and Mina quickly came out immediately. Mina was completely scared. Taking all that stuff, these people came to their safe house, where Madeline asked her, "Where did you find this stuff?" These people lie and say that they found this stuff in this forest. Madeline had spent a very long time living in this forest. She knew that they must have found this stuff not from the forest but from a pit. She asked Mina, "Tell me, what did you see inside the pit?" But Mina does not tell her anything. These people were very happy that tonight they would be able to see the Watchers because Mina had found a camera inside the pit. Daniel somehow manages to attach that camera to the TV so that these people can also see the Watchers on TV. Madeline repeatedly explains to them that you people are doing wrong, but these two do not listen to a single word of hers. Tonight, these people were sitting waiting for the Watchers so that they could see them. But despite being very late at night, no Watcher came to watch them today. And now, after some time, something strange was about to happen to them. These people were busy talking when just then, their door is knocked on, meaning someone knocked on the door. They quickly looked towards the TV, and there they saw human legs. Whoever was outside was talking in the voice of Kiara's husband, and he was telling them to open the door quickly. Kiara thought that surely her husband has found a way out of here. She quickly gets up and goes to open the door, but Madeline comes in between and does not let the door be opened. She says that I know it is not your husband outside, because Madeline knew that in this darkness of night, no human can reach this room. But Kiara does not believe Madeline's words and tries to open the door, after which Madeline tells Kiara that he is trapping you. You test him. Ask him something that only you or your husband know about. Kiara asks the person standing outside a question about a book, which he should have known about. But when the person standing outside gives no answer, then they understand that it is indeed a Watcher. When these people do not open the door, the Watcher breaks the camera installed outside, and here we find out one thing, that the Watchers can also change themselves into human form. The Watchers had become very angry at this act of theirs. They started hitting the glass very fast, due to which a big crack also appears in the glass. But here, Madeline, showing wisdom, makes everyone stand in a line facing the glass, due to which the Watcher's anger cools down somewhat and they leave from there. Now here, Mina tells Madeline that we had stolen all this stuff from the pit. Hearing this, Madeline gets very angry that you people have broken the second rule too. The next morning, Madeline picks up all the stuff brought from that pit and throws it back into that same pit, due to which the anger of those Watchers calms down a little. But now, very strange things had started appearing to these people in the forest, and the maximum effect of that happens on Daniel. Daniel suddenly starts getting very angry over small things. On the other hand, Kiara, who earlier had hoped that her husband is alive and he will come here and save her, but now she had found out that her husband will not return now. Because of which, she was completely broken from inside, and she decides that she will end her life by jumping into these pits of the Watchers because now there was no reason for her to live. She is just about to do this when Mina comes and saves her. Meanwhile, we see that Daniel is looking at Madeline in a strange way, and coming in anger, he ties Madeline to a tree. Daniel said, "Now I will not follow any rules of this old woman. Now, only my word will be followed here." Now, night was about to fall, so Daniel ran towards the room, and Kiara also ran behind him. But Mina came to Madeline and started untying her ropes. On the other side, Daniel took Kiara and locked the room door from inside, leaving Mina and Madeline outside for the Watchers. Mina and Madeline kept pleading with Daniel to open the door. They request Daniel, please open the door. But Daniel did not open the door. Now outside, darkness spread all around, and it was time for the Watchers to come. So now, helplessly, they had to hide under a dense tree to save their lives. After a while, they started hearing the roaring sounds of the Watchers. At this time, along with Mina and Madeline, we also get a glimpse of those Watchers. These creatures were tall, thin, and dangerous. All of them come out of their respective pits and reach that safe room to watch the humans. And when these creatures see that Mina and Madeline are not there, they start looking for them in the forest to eat them. And when these Watchers go far away, taking advantage of the opportunity, these two come back to the safe room again and, crying, ask Daniel to open the door. This time, mercy awakens in Daniel's heart, and he opens the door for them. Now, after going inside, first Madeline gets angry at Daniel, and then making everyone stand in front of the glass, she tells some things about the Watchers. Madeline said that till now, we have broken many rules. Therefore, I don't think the Watchers will forgive us this time. I want to tell you people some truth about the Watchers. Actually, when I first came here, I saw something that blew my senses. I saw a duplicate of myself. Actually, that was a Watcher trying to take my form, although its eyes and hair were not exactly perfect. Mina asked, "What exactly are these Watchers?" To which Madeline replied that all these creatures are fairies who once lived together with humans. Fairies were winged magical beings, but as time passed, humans started fearing the fairies' powers, so humans thought of eliminating the fairies. The number of humans was greater, so the fairies could not fight the humans. Humans captured these fairies in a very big pit in the forest and cursed them, imprisoning them in this pit forever. After that, the fairies remained imprisoned in that pit for many hundreds of years. But then, with time, they dug inside the ground and made ways to come out. Today, those same fairies, in the form of Watchers, come out of the pits in front of us. Although, due to living inside the ground for many 100 years, they lost their wings and magical powers, and also they started having trouble with sunlight. But still, they have the power to change form. On this, Daniel asked Madeline, "What do these Watchers want from us, and why do they watch us every night?" To which Madeline told that these Watchers want to once again come out of the forest and live among humans. But in their real form, they cannot live among humans. So they have kept us here so that by watching us, they can take our form, and by learning today's ways and manners from us, they can live among humans. Madeline was telling all these things when suddenly all the Watchers returned, and when the Watchers find out that Madeline and Mina have come back to their room, they all flare up in anger and start trying to break the door. These four pulled the table and placed it in front of the door so that the Watchers could not break the door. But the Watchers' strength was very high, and these four had found out that soon the Watchers would come inside, and they saw death in front of their eyes. Just then, they saw that because of dragging the table to the door, the carpet had turned over. When they removed the carpet, they saw a big iron gate below. They quickly opened the gate and found out that there is a very big bunker below. These people quickly went inside that bunker and closed the iron gate from above. These people were worried about the fact that this bunker was present here, and these people didn't even know. There were many facilities inside this bunker. Thousands of days worth of food, a computer, and a lot of other necessary items were kept. Mina wanted to know who exactly made this place, so she turns on that computer. A lot of data was saved in that computer. Upon opening which, they find out that all this place was made by Professor Martin. Actually, the professor knew about these creatures. He wanted to research these Watchers, so he had built this bunker. Luring with money, he used to bring other humans here for work, and at night, after leaving the workers in the room above, he himself used to come here and hide, and those Watchers would then eat those humans. In the next video, Dr. Martin tells that during his research, he found one fairy that was different, who could come out of those pits even in light. The doctor tells that that Watcher had taken a completely perfect form of a little girl, which no one could recognize. She was very nice. She did not kill Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin brought her here. Just then, the professor turned the camera to the other side. Then they saw that the professor had imprisoned that creature, which came in the form of that little girl, in a cage. Who knows what experiment the doctor was going to do with it. There were many videos on that computer, and each video had something or the other told. Mina just wanted to know what happened in the end, so she plays the very last video, in which she sees that the professor is about to kill himself and that fairy. Before dying, he tells the way out of here for the people trapped in this forest, and says that in the evening, whichever direction the birds fly away, by running in that direction, those people can get out of this forest. He had said in this recording message that if anyone succeeds in getting out of this forest, then go to the university and destroy all my research. I made a very big mistake by coming here. After that, the professor went upstairs, and then the sound of 2 gunshots came, from which they understood that the professor first killed that fairy and then shot himself. Well, tonight, these four were very happy because they had found a way to escape from this forest. The next morning, all the people now come out of the bunker and see that their safe house has been completely destroyed by those watchers, and today they absolutely must get out of this forest, otherwise these people will be killed because now they didn't even have a room to hide in at night. These people now start moving on the path to get out of the forest. The birds, about which the professor was telling, they were supposed to fly in the evening, but they had to get out of the forest before evening, so Mina releases the parrot she has with her. Whichever direction it flies, these people start walking in that same direction. While walking on the path, they find a grave. Seeing that grave, Madeline tells that there was a time when these creatures lived with humans, but humans did very bad things to them, betrayed them, and left them trapped here in these forests. After traveling for many hours, these people reached near a river. There they found a boat of the professor, seeing which these people became very happy. But their happiness was only a guess for a few moments because now darkness had fallen and it was time for the watchers to come. Before these people could sit in Dr. Martin's boat and go far from here, just then they heard someone's voice from behind. When they turned back and looked, it was Kiara's husband, who was shouting for help. He was in a very injured state. The rest had already sat in the boat, so Daniel went alone to help him. Daniel started pulling Kiara's husband towards the boat. But just then, these people see from the boat that the person Daniel went to help is not a human but a watcher, which took Daniel's form right in front of them. They could not do anything. Now that watcher killed Daniel. They knew that watchers cannot cross this river, and finally, these people themselves crossed this river and reached the city, and the real twist in the story came after this. After reaching the city, these three went on different paths. And a few days later, Mina now comes quickly to Dr. Martin's university to destroy all his data, as per his saying. Before she could delete his research data, she finds a tape recorder there, and from that tape recorder, Mina learns a new secret. When thousands of years ago, humans and fairies used to live together, they also used to get married. The children born from the union of human and fairy had the qualities of both humans and fairies. They were called halflings. Those halflings had a specialty that they were so skilled in changing form that they could even take the form of a dead human. The professor believed that when humans imprisoned the fairies in the pits inside the forest, then the halflings started living secretly among humans by changing their form, and they are still present among humans in some form or the other today. When Mina came to the professor's office and started investigating there, she found some pictures which blew her senses. She saw that the lady standing with the professor in the picture is none other than Madeline, and actually, Madeline is the professor's wife. She gets confused about why Madeline did not tell her these things. To share this heavy confusion, she comes to Kiara and tells her that the Madeline we met in the forest is actually Professor Martin's wife. But she did not tell us this truth because she herself was not a human but a shape-shifting fairy. When I researched, I found out that many years ago, Professor's wife Madeline had died due to cancer. Hearing this, Kiara says, then who was that Madeline who was with us for so long? To this, Mina says, I am understanding everything. Actually, the professor was very sad about his wife's death and wanted her back at any cost. And when the professor found out about these shape-shifting fairies, the professor imprisoned that shape-shifting fairy in a cage, which had come to him taking the perfect form of a little girl. The professor, showing the photo of his wife, made that fairy look like his wife Madeline because that fairy was different from the other fairies. She could come out during the day too. Mina said that I have called Madeline here. Somehow we have to send her back to the forest. Just then, a car came and stopped there. When the person who got out of that car was seen, Mina's breath got stuck in her throat. It was Kiara, meaning the one who was with Mina till now was Madeline. She had taken Kiara's form. As soon as Kiara came inside the house, Madeline, changing into Kiara's husband's form, knocked her unconscious. Mina said to Madeline, "What exactly do you want?" To which Madeline, coming in anger, said, "I am a creature different from all the fairies. All my companions used to tease me since childhood. They wouldn't let me stay with them because I was different from everyone. I had become alone in that forest and I wanted to come out of that forest and live among people. Then one day, the professor came to that forest. He imprisoned me in a cage. He told me that if I take his wife's form, he will take me out of the forest. I agreed to his words. The professor taught me all the things about Madeline, and later, that deceitful professor tried to kill me. But before he could kill me, I killed him. You humans were never worthy of trust and never will be. Now you also have come to know my truth. Therefore, you also have to die, and after killing you, I will live among humans in your form." Saying this, Madeline took Mina's form and started strangling her to death. Then Mina said to Madeline, "Didn't the professor tell you why you can come out during the day?" Actually, you are a hybrid, half human and half fairy. That is why you can live among humans and fairies. I know what it is like to be alone in the world, but you are not the only halfling. There are other halflings like you who are living among humans in some form or the other. As soon as this truth came to light, Madeline's body suddenly started coming into its real form. In no time, her wings came out, after which she leaves Mina right there and flies away from here. After which, a scene a few weeks later is shown, where Mina has started living with her sister. She told her sister that maybe that fairy is still following me. Then Mina's sister says to her, "Don't be afraid, there is nothing like that." And at the end of the story, we see a little girl who was standing below Mina's house at that time. This was none other than Madeline, who is now living in their world in that form. And with this story comes to an end. If you like this video, then please subscribe to our channel and like the video.